The Padlock Ranch has been in the ranching business since 1943. That's when the Scott family put down roots along the Tongue River near the Montana-Wyoming border. As the Montana Ag Network's Russell Nimitz shares, this year marks a very special anniversary for the multi-generational family business.
The Padlock Ranch was established by Homer and Mildred Scott in 1943 in Dayton, Wyoming, where the headquarters are still located today. Homer started with about 3,000 acres and 300 head of cattle, and the ranch is still owned by the Scott family, but has grown tremendously since its establishment. It now encompasses more than 450,000 acres in both Montana and Wyoming, where they run over 10,000 head of cattle. Trey Patterson is the Padlock Ranch's chief executive officer and says they're very proud to be celebrating the ranch's 75th anniversary here in 2018.
Well, we're excited to be celebrating 75 years from a ranch that started in the early 40s with really humble beginnings to grow where we're at today, to be a profitable business, operating in northern Wyoming, southern Montana. The Scott family, who owns the ranch, are here celebrating with us, and they're sure proud of it, and we are too. It's a special place.
Jim Scott is the youngest of Homer and Mildred's children and says the ranch's success really can be traced back to two very important philosophies that his father believed in and are still practiced today.
One of the things I think he's believed from the beginning, and we continue to believe, is success depends on having wonderful people. And then if you're in it for the long term, you got to take care of what you got. And so stewardship has been one of our ethics.
In fact, the Padlock Ranch has been recognized in both Montana and Wyoming for its environmental stewardship, and also on the national level as the Environmental Stewardship Award winner for Region 5. John Heineman is the chairman of the Padlock Ranch's board of directors and says they're very proud of this recognition.
We're very, very proud of, and it's one that the family had a lot of voice in. One of the things that the Padlock Board of Directors does is it is a conduit for the family's voice. And we've got a lot of family members who care deeply about environmental issues, and that manifested itself giving messages to Trey at the CEO level, and we took on some really interesting projects that ended up us winning some environmental recognition.
And since a community is also very important to the Padlock Ranch, which they continue to exemplify every day in both Montana and Wyoming. In Dayton, Wyoming, Russell Nimitz, MTN News.
Thanks, Russell. And Russell tells us the Scott family is also celebrating the 50th anniversary of its first interstate bank system, which started as a single bank in Sheridan, Wyoming. It now includes more than 120 banking offices throughout Idaho, Montana, Oregon, South Dakota, Washington, and Wyoming.